In the squish-stretch kingdom of Clayrealm, where hills were soft, houses hummed in their sleep, and even the thunder rumbled politely, one object held the delicate balance of the land together, a thing of reverence, of royalty, of dairy. The ever-cheese crown. It sat atop a velvet pedestal in the royal throne room, humming with centuries of magic and moisture control. A crown molded not of gold, nor gemstone, nor iron, but a secret blend of enchanted cheeses, tempered by the cool hands of the first claymages and chilled eternally by the magic of the frost gem embedded at its center. The crown did not merely symbolize rule, it regulated rivers, inspired weather, prevented royal hiccups, and kept the entire realm from smelling like an unwashed lunchbox. It was balance in brie form, and on this particular morning, the crown was melting. Not slightly, not metaphorically, visibly, audibly, tragically. It began with a subtle hiss, the kind that makes your stomach tighten, like someone stepping on cake with socks. Then a bubble, a twitch, a droplet, thick, golden, trembling with doom, slid down the side of the crown and splashed onto the cushion. A sizzle followed, faint but growing, like an idea you hoped would go away, but didn't. The magic shivered, the velvet darkened, the very air inside the throne room began to warm as if the walls themselves were preparing to panic. And then nothing, just that slow, creeping melt. King Grumble was not present. He had departed before dawn to preside over the annual pudding judging gala, armed with his ceremonial tasting spoon and a scarf made of napkins. He left behind a court full of attendants, advisors, squires, squabbling banners, and one half-melted footstool named Gerald. But not a single person in that echoing chamber knew what to do when the crown began to sweat. Gasps flitted like birds, a trumpet farted and promptly deflated. One courtier fainted with elegant precision, another fainted because the first one had. Even the enchanted portraits along the wall looked concerned, their painted faces tilting just slightly away from the crown as if expecting it to explode into fondue. And at the center of the madness stood Lord Pliable, royal advisor of procedural scrolls and emergency ceremonies, clutching his ink feather in one hand and an unopened scroll-marked break in case of semi-liquid catastrophe in the other. He blinked once, twice, then burst into administrative action. He shuffled toward the crown, slipping only twice on the floor now glossed with drizzled regality, and barked at a page boy to bring the scroll chest. The boy didn't move. Pliable barked again. The scroll chest arrived, a clay-locked box sealed with bureaucracy older than mud. Pliable opened it with trembling hands, revealed the yellowing parchment, and read aloud in a voice equal parts fear and allergies. If the ever-cheese crown begins to melt due to elemental imbalance or mystical dairy degradation, the frost gem of Chillstone Cavern must be retrieved and returned to its rightful slot before full structural liquefaction is achieved. He gulped, not from dryness of throat, but from the heavy knowledge that Chillstone Cavern lay far beyond the hills of Misstep Moor, past the forests of whispering shrubs, at the frozen edge of the known clay world. A place few had seen, a place many had sneezed in. A place guarded by riddles, by spirits, by something that might have once been a yeti or a blender. The scroll continued, only a hero of pure intent may undertake this task. No lesser squish shall do, the room froze. Figuratively, of course, the actual temperature continued to rise. No one moved, the guards looked away, the servants ducked. Even the talking candlestick went out. Silence, sticky and absolute, then a squelch, a footstep. It echoed across the throne room with a kind of unearned grandeur, like someone trying to enter dramatically, but stepping in jam. From the arched hallway emerged a knight-shaped figure, round in the middle, proud in the helmet, slightly off-center in general presentation. He marched slowly, with purpose, his armor rattling like pots after a bad stew. He approached the crown, saluted with a spoon, and declared, "I am Sir Blop, sworn protector of the slightly tilted table, wearer of the 5-time participation badge, and knight of last resort. I have heard the squish of fate. I will go. I will find the gem. I will restore the crown." He paused, blinked, took another step forward, and slipped, not mildly, but gloriously. He fell in slow motion, arms spinning like ladles, eyes wide, knees knocking against destiny as he tumbled head first into a tower of ceremonial puddings prepared for the king's return. And only a brave, possibly misguided, probably unqualified hero could stop the coming collapse of Clayrealm's magic. And so, with custard still dripping from his ears and cheese still sliding down the velvet throne, Sir Blop rose, puffed his chest, and saluted the room. The quest for the frost gem had begun, not with trumpets, nor fire, nor thunder, but with pudding and an accidental hero made of clay.